We're going to keep this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Our next comedian, she was actually, this is for the firemen, she was actually performing in Boston when Dennis Leary, you know Dennis Leary, the guy from Rescue Me? Well, he was hosting this open mic, so she's met Dennis Leary. I think she's actually still talking to him, right?
No.
Actually, she's also open for Paul Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite comedians, Goldie Garcia.
Thanks, everybody. How you doing tonight, huh? Come on, firemen, give it up. You know, it's really funny because actually Dennis Leary did used to host a lot of my comedy shows in Boston, and I'm like, damn, why didn't I marry him while I had the chance? I'm out here living off food stamps now, okay? And then I saw the fire trucks, and I'm like, darn, why didn't I wear my stilettos tonight? And what is with you firemen? How many women work at grocery stores? You guys are always at the grocery stores, right? Always, and they're not buying anything. They're checking out the chicks, you know? It's like passing by those guys in high school that used to huddle together like, oh God, I gotta get to the meet. Oh, but there's a bunch of firemen there, you know? They call you guys first responders, right? And you know, firemen are really good looking. They just seem to be cuter than policemen. Well, are there policemen? Okay, you're cute too, all right? But see, women like to talk about how cute the first responders are. Like, I know a woman that lives near downtown and there's a lot of policemen down there, and she's like, wow, these policemen are cute in Albuquerque. And then, like, there's my sister works at the grocery store, and do you think they're cute? You should check out the firemen. Now, people, firemen, I'm in the Southeast Heights. You guys can't top the SWAT team, okay? But I know what you guys are thinking when you look at me. You're thinking, gee, I didn't know La Llorona was a blonde. And see, I do dye my hair cheap looking peroxide blonde, you know, sort of like you. But hey, people, you try growing up when your only role model for Hispanic women was charro. Coochie coochie coo. And I'm a native New Mexican. Who's native New Mexican here? You guys can identify with this. Car insurance, what's that? But I live back in Boston. You know Bostonians don't consider New Mexico a state. Do you realize that? Yeah, so to visualize New Mexico in New Englanders' minds, I have to tell them that New Mexico is a place where they film the Roadrunner cartoons. Meep, meep. And I am an educated woman. Actually, I do have a degree, a diploma from Harvard University hanging on my wall. Can you believe that? People, I'm from South Broadway, all right? You know South Broadway? The Espanola of Albuquerque? But I have this diploma from Harvard University hanging on my wall. Yeah, I swiped it off my gynecologist wall, okay? With my feet. That's for the cochinos in the audience. This guy's looking at me like, oh, she's a cochina. And I like it. But it is always hard to perform as a Mexican-American woman across the country. People, after my show, people think I stereotype. Hey, I'm sorry, I don't stereotype. I came from like 9 kids, okay? I'm the 9th. 4 brothers on the football team, 4 sisters on the birth control plan. Yes, my parents were proud supporters of that non-profit group, Unplanned Parenthood, okay? My dad was a Golden Glove boxing champ in the 50s. My brothers are Golden Glove boxing champs. We have that orange-brown Southwestern shag carpet like all you guys do on the wall, okay? But after my my show, I always seem to piss off someone. I always have an uptown Hispanic in the back of the room wearing a big dress, doesn't like what I say. I have to respond, if you don't like what I say, hey, don't come to my shows, Dad. And dating's scary for me. I'm single, okay? Dating is very scary for me. You know, the other day I went on a date. I got like this close to date rape. And the guy blew the whistle on me. Last time I'll date a school crossing guard. All night long he drove 15 miles an hour in that stupid little orange vest. And what is it? You know, I was dating this guy for 2 years. After 2 years, he finally took me to meet his family. Yeah, I'll tell you, his wife and kids didn't seem to mind. Hey, my friend said, get a husband. So I did. But look at me, okay? Look at me, all right? What is it about me that attracts men with no teeth? The older you get, the pickings get slim, and I swear, why is it, you know, someone with a good job, retirement, a nice car, goes running every morning, why don't they talk to me? No. I get the guy with no teeth that's living with his grandma, all right? I meet so many men with no teeth, I'm thinking, gee, what do I look like? The tooth fairy? I love that joke. But I'm Hispanic. I don't like the word Hispanic. I was born in America at the time when we were just considered Americans. Where did this word come from? I talked to Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexican Americans, the cooks at Denny's. We feel we have nothing in common with that umbrella term Hispanic, and when we first heard we were being labeled Hispanic, we took it with a grain of salt, right? And a shot of tequila. Hey, we feel we didn't have a role model say call us Hispanic. This word has made my life complicated. I cannot even take my dog for a walk. Someone will come up to me and say, gee, that's a cute dog, what is it? I'm like, well, it was a Chihuahua. Now we call it a Hispanic. And then, you know, I'm not a big fan of Taco Bell. How many people enjoy Taco Bell? Really? I'm really surprised when Latinos enjoy Taco Bell, okay? First of all, the first time I had a burrito at Taco Bell, I thought I was taking the napkin off the burrito and it was the tortilla. The beans were like runnier than the mud in the Rio Grande, okay? People, you know, and then, you know, I was raised on real Mexican food. How many people raised on real Mexican food by applause? Yeah, right? Fried bologna sandwiches. Con Velveeta, thank you, real Mexican food. We need to open up a fried bologna sandwich drive-thru. Make a mint. And where do they get the names for these things at Taco Bell? Pisses me off, right? I think it's advertising people in New York City. They have no identity with us. Where did they come up with the name Gordita? Gordita means fat girl, okay? I hate to work with a guy who comes back from lunch and says, oh, I just ate a gordita. I'm like, okay, thanks for sharing. Now wipe the hot sauce off your lips, ese. Hey, that's clean. Your minds are the ones going that way. Oh, gee. You know, the state fair is here, right? Doesn't it start soon? And how many people go to the state fair? Nobody goes to the state fair, right? It looks real gangster anymore. It doesn't look like the state fair. It looks more like the state pen. You get all these gangbangers with their pants on the ground hanging here. And the only guys that wear a belt are the cowboys, right? They wear those big old rodeo buckles, but you can't see it because their panza hangs over it. And what does the back of their belt read? Slim. I'm sorry, honey. You need a last name like Slim Fast, okay? I have pets. How many people have pets? I have 5 rescue dogs. Can you believe it? I have a big heart. But I'll tell you, it seems like all day long I'm putting food down for them, picking up their water bowl, filling it up, putting it down. People, I have bent over more for these dogs than I ever have for any man. That's still clean, no profanity. Your minds are going there, okay? But, you know, the bears are coming down, right, to eat because they're very hungry, right? You hear bears are always tearing into tents. Well, a bear tore into a tent at the Philmont Ranch, right, people? Right? And the news said there was no food in the tent, in the Boy Scout tent. I'm thinking, no food? The boy was the food, right? Let's say there was food in the tent, right? And there's this chubby little Boy Scout beefed up on Twinkie, Twizzlers, and Pignons. Or a bag of Frito-Lays and a can of chili beans, right? The bear wouldn't have to think twice. He'd go like, gee, I think I'll make myself a Boy Scout Frito pie. Well, I wasn't raised speaking Spanish. How many people were not raised speaking Spanish? A lot of us, right? People always ask me, well, what kind of Mexican are you? And I go, whitewashed, okay? But I'm from South Broadway. When I went to St. Francis, the nuns used to hit the kids that spoke Spanish. And the nun didn't like me. Once, like, this kid spoke something in Spanish, and that nun, she beat him like a piñata. Yeah, when the candy fell out of his pockets, I picked it up, okay? And you know, she didn't like me. She'd walk around me singing, if I had a hammer, if I had a hammer. And I could swear she had a hammer because there was a guy in our classroom nailed to a cross. Hey, it wasn't Jesus Christ, okay? It was a Jehovah Witness that knocked on the wrong door. But you know, I wasn't raised speaking Spanish, but I'm learning it. It's a beautiful language. English is very hard language to learn for the Mexicans, okay? Spanish is a Romance language. Let's compare the two languages. Let's say Roach Motel, all right, in English. In Spanish, it's Casa de la Cucaracha. Roach Motel. Casa de la Cucaracha. It sounds like a French dessert, doesn't it? One Casa de la Cucaracha and 2 forks, okay. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't raised speaking Spanish. I don't like stereotyping. Like once this cowboy came up to me and he's like, you little lady, your name's Garcia. You're from New Mexico and you don't speak Spanish? Well, naturally, I had to stereotype. Gee, you're fat and you don't speak Pig Latin?